Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well and I hope you had a very fantastic holiday. Today I wanted to talk about Bethesda and the thoughts on everything that's going on because I've seen a lot of videos, talking about every which way. Um, and I just wanted to talk about it myself. So it's really going to be a long-winded rant. Um, my personal thoughts, my personal feelings. I'm going to mention a few channels as well that I personally watch on occasion. Um, so to kind of start things out, I've been a fan of Bethesda since I first really started playing their games, which was Skyrim. My first baby's first RPG, I guess, was Skyrim. Um, but this was right around the time I was in high school. I graduated, and Skyrim really kept me going for all that time. With all that backstory out of the way, right around the time I started working a full time job, I started paying attention to more, you know, Bethesda related topics. And from every single creator that I've ever followed and enjoyed watching their content, from ESO Danny um, to, I don't know, just he not kind of name, a couple channels, but some I've watched rather recently and discovered rather recently. Um, but I didn't really think about it when Fallout 4 released, but I really started to see the table turn. And I'm just gonna mention like when Star Wars the sequels came out. I know it's a sore subject for I'm just gonna mention them briefly. That's when I really started to notice a shift. I watched The Force Awakens and I watched The Last Jedi. I hated it. I hated The Last Jedi with a passion, and I'm a Star Wars fan. And then I thought, okay, I'll watch The Rise of Skywalker, and see if they can, come back from The Last Jedi's fiasco and disaster. Turns out they didn't. And obviously we know how the company is doing now. Um, so Fallout 76, let's start there. Let's start it there. Um, I really started to see the cracks in Bethesda's armor. Um, uh, from there. But then as I started to go deeper into it, I saw that this has been going on for a lot longer. And I found out about the horse armor and I found out about the paid mods, which, I'm still salty about that. But hey, what can I do? I don't really like pay attention to it too much. I didn't really think about it too much, but I guess it was a big deal to a lot of modders that had made their stuff for free, for the community to enjoy. Um, as an Elder Scrolls fan, not really a Fallout fan. Um, I've suffered Bethesda's wrath before and the annoyance of it. I've had my mod list broken many times because of this and having to wait for updates and everything like that. It was annoying. Um, from the, creation club being announced and, just overall just the hypocrisy of it all. And then obviously anniversary edition and everything like that. And then Starfield came out. And that's when I really started to really consume more YouTube channels and um more more news channels, I guess you could say, about gaming. Um one of them being Asmongold. Well, I wouldn't he really I wouldn't say Asmongold is he dabbles into a lot of topics that I don't want to talk about. It's not really gaming related, but he does talk about some games sometimes. But he's mostly like politics, and whatever. But two channels that I would say that I've watched on at depth is Mr. Matty Plays and Luke Steffens. Hopefully I'm saying those names right, or channels right. Let me know in the comment section below. But essentially, Those channels really did help me out, kind of like make my own opinions on things. And as 2023 came to a close, and Starfield was just a complete disaster. And let's be honest with ourselves, Starfield was people's first taste of Bethesda. They never really. I think people were just hopping on the bandwagon of Starfield. And it's like, oh, shiny new game, and um, and was like, and found that it wasn't really that good. Um, but for most of us fans, we appreciated it at first. I say at first because it turned out to be a complete disaster, and they still think it's a great game. Um, Fast forward, a year later, 2 years later, now to present day. Um, After Starfield, they still haven't learned their lesson. Um, and I've seen videos over those 2 years where they've said, "Oh, Bethesda is done for. I've lost all hope." And it's been 7 years since Elder Scrolls 6 announcement trailer, and it's like I've read all the comments of these videos, and I can't tell whether or not they're rage baiting their audience or whether or not they're actually being truthful and honest, or maybe it's just something that they feel because they've just been let down so many times. It's completely unfair to think that and believe that and feel that. Believe me, I've felt that way about a lot of things over my lifetime. Um, and so it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, and then I'm watching the video. It's like, oh, Bethesda lost 99% of their audience. How true is that really? Um, just because one article says it doesn't mean it's actually really accurate. I've never really believed one single article to say that that it's accurate. I would really do deep dives into things, deep dives into things before I even make up a definitive answer on whether or not it's actually accurate. So I take what these channels with a grain of salt. I take what these channels say with a grain of salt. I don't fully believe them, right? And if another video comes out saying, "Oh yeah, they did definitely," and more people say it and word of mouth happens, then okay, then I'm more inclined to believe it, right? And then I'll do a little bit of research. Has Bethesda lost 99% of its audience? Has Bethesda actually fallen off and everything like that? Because I've been hearing for years, ever since Fallout 76 and Fallout, hell, even going back to Fallout 4, that Bethesda is not the same studio that it has been for years, that it once was. And you can probably make an argument with that, right? Fallout 4 was a little bland because people liked Fallout New Vegas, and I think Bethesda was like, "Oh yeah, that made us a little butthurt." I can understand that, but again, I'm not a Fallout fan, so I don't really know the total, hypocrisy of it all. Or maybe that's not the right word, but you get what I mean. Um, but the Fallout Day this year was complete disaster. People were expecting one thing, but they ended up getting another, right? And the anniversary edition, well, it kind of broke things, and that's another frustration that people have. Fallout 4 was perfect as is, but Bethesda's motto has always been paid mods. At least that's what from what I think. Because hey, we're gonna slap these paid mods in front of your face, and say, "Here you go." Even though people, even though people, some, I wouldn't say it's either some or most. You can kind of pick and choose. A lot of people are frustrated with that, but there are a lot of people, but there are also a lot of people that will say, "I will pay for this." The anniversary edition, I've asked a few friends and a few streamer friends. The anniversary edition of Fallout sucks. It's not a very great update. It broke a lot of things. People who know better than me, how bad it is. Essentially are like, yeah, don't update it yet. And I'm not going to. Until and look, I'm just saying this as a hopeful fan, but I guess my hope is also limited. Maybe they will fix it. But again, maybe they won't. So essentially, what I'm saying is Bethesda's pretty much on a downward spiral. Um, Now, do I hope they'll fix it? Yes. Do I think they will? Probably not. Not anytime soon. Do I believe any of these other channels apart from like the two main ones, Luke Steffens and Mr. Matty Plays? No. Do I believe Mr. Matty Plays and Luke Steffens? Yes, because I think their information is credible. You can even throw Actman in there, but I know he's um you can even throw Actman in there. I watch his videos for comedic relief, and I watch Luke Steffens and Mr. Matty Plays. I'll leave those two channels in the description box below if you wanted, well, even Actman's channel in the description box below if you wanted to check them out. But essentially, the overall arc of this is that, like I said, it's going to be a long-winded rant. I'm trying to collect my thoughts. I don't think Bethesda is going to recover from this anytime soon, right? But as Mr. Matty Plays, or Matty, I'll just say Matty, has said in the past, or in one of his past videos, when Fallout Day happened, or yeah, it was when Fallout Day happened. If Bethesda's plans, and I quote, if Bethesda's plan was to kill the golden goose that produces the golden egg, or sink the ship, so to speak, um, and to have it at a point where even if Elder Scrolls 6 comes out and fans are just like, yeah, whatever, I'll put it on sale or just won't buy it, then they're doing a pretty damn good job at it. And that's another thing that, is been on my mind. Even if Elder Scrolls 6 releases, it's getting to the point where fans are beginning to not care and beginning to not really give a shit. In my honest opinion, I want Elder Scrolls 6 to be good. I think everybody does. Most people, some people, maybe, who knows. At this point, I don't know. It's so mixed right now because it's just been so long, and I think there's so many broken promises that were made. I can only speak for myself when I say that I want Elder Scrolls 6 to be, to be good. Do I think it will happen? Probably not. But do I think, am I hopeful? Somewhat. I don't think Elder Scrolls 6, will be, like Witcher 4 style or GTA style, but I think it'll be hopefully somewhat in the middle ground. Um, I don't think it'll be like Skyrim, where it was like lightning in a bottle and they won game of the year that year. Um, Hell, not even Fallout won game of the year. That was Witcher 3, and I remember that. Um, but yeah, and so that was pretty much it, and this is just coming from a fan that wants to rant on the internet. I don't think Bethesda is going to recover from this, but again, I'm hopeful. But if I had to give them even the slightest advice, listen to your fans. We're not idiots. We're not, dum dums. I'm just saying, we're not retards. All right, we're not retarded, right? We're not some retarded person who can't, think for themselves, right? We're very intelligent human beings. Stop treating us like we are not. Um, I play Skyrim because hey, it's relief. But Fallout 4, I can see where the frustration lies of where it's like, yeah, it's kind of like very simplistic. I don't like I don't like having my hand held in some game in a lot of games that are supposed to be role playing games. But again, it's Bethesda. Will they listen to me? Probably not. Will they? Will they? I don't know. I don't know. Like find miraculously find my video somehow, some way. Probably not. Um, but anyways, that's about it, guys. I just wanted to make this video and just rant a little bit. I know it wasn't really the most thought after video, but again, I just think that coming from a fan's perspective, I just wanted to kind of lighten the mood, um, to the best of my abilities, and just talk about a company that I love, a company that I enjoy playing their games. Apart from one game that I will not speak about again, um, you know. But if you want to stop by my live streams, I stream on both YouTube and Twitch. And if you want to join my Discord, links will be provided down below in the description box below, and along with Mr. Matty Plays channel and Luke Steffens, both Luke Steffens channel. I'll try to find both of them if I can. Um, and yeah, so anyways, stay happy, stay healthy, be safe out there, and I hope you have a wonderful New Year's. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.